welcome to another video, and as always I hope you're keeping well. I've realised I do all my videos introduction I'm sitting down. That's normally because I've already been working on the plot and I'm exhausted. I think I just sit down and then have a chat to you. So it's a beautiful day. I've been down here for 4 or 5 hours, and today my goal was to get the pumpkins in, which I've done 2 varieties. The little mini pumpkins, they're Jack Be Little and Baby Bear. So this is going to be my first attempt at growing pumpkins ever, and also putting them, hopefully training them to go over the arch. So yeah, fingers crossed. There's been a great deal of fox activity going on this week. I've been down a couple of times, and the fox is, well, it's just so bold, timid. It lets me get pretty close before it sort of then gets nervous and scarpers off. But I believe there's 2 on the plot. One's slightly bigger than the other. I'm having trouble differentiating between them. They're both beautiful, but I'd stopped to have my lunch today and it just wanders past, you know, it gives me a little glance. And but my plot neighbours have mentioned that it does tend to sunbathe on my plot, which is lovely. I just think it's any forms of nature, although I probably have mentioned before, if it's a frog, I'm terrified, so I've got to try and overcome that. So it's a lovely evening, but there is a forecast of rain tomorrow. So I've walked back round to the plot to plant up the runner beans. I've put them into root trainers. They're definitely ready to be planted up, so just going to pop those in, and that's another job done. So they're in. I think I've possibly planted them a little bit close together, but I just wanted them all in that bed, so we'll see how they fare. I'm just going to give them a good water, even though it is going to rain quite a lot tomorrow. But yeah, grow happy, runner beans, please. So let's go for a wander. The swift potatoes, yeah, they, bless them, they got very thirsty, and I wasn't here for a few days, so they've sort of collapsed a bit, and I've given them a drink. It's possible they may be ready in, say, another week or 2, so that would be nice. Now the onions, I got a bit complacent, I think. I thought they were doing so well, but they are actually beginning to bolt. I've just nipped off the seed heads for the moment, and I guess they're not going to grow too much more, but there's some real nice sized ones in there, so I'm not that disappointed. In the middle of there, where that little white label is a hosta. My theory was that slugs and snails absolutely hate onion, garlic, the allium family, and I'll do an experiment. I'll put a hosta in there, but honestly I think the slugs and snails around here are like SAS ones. They must just sort of skydive in, because I found dozens of snails in this bed this morning. There's the pumpkins. This middle one suffered a knock in the car, and I'm not sure if that one's going to survive, but I think I've got a spare at home. Over on this bed, the lettuces, the lovejoys, that's doing well. And I've been doing a lot of weeding of the beds today. Then a couple of cabbages that were given to me by a plot neighbour. I've got some more cabbages to go into this one. And the red little gem. Now this, I think that's garlic in that bed at the end there. That's doing okay. These are parsnips. Now these were transplanted and, well, fingers crossed, they look okay. Right, apologies for my shadow because I'm obviously going the wrong way. Let's have a look. This is a garlic bed. Now, yeah, that's got like a seed head on it. Is it the same for garlic as onion? Yeah, let me know because I'm just not sure. Now, as I may have mentioned before, this is going to be the area for the polytunnel, which is coming on Tuesday. So I'll definitely be sharing some recordings of that with you. All over my plot is paw prints, little muddy paw prints from the fox, which I think is quite cute. Yeah, back to the polytunnel, because it's apparently a subject I haven't stopped talking about, according to my family. It is going to go here. It's not actually going to take up this entire space, which I wish it was, but I'm not permitted to have one that's, you know, a big, really big size. So I think I'm favouring having it lower down on the plot than further up. Plus this little bit here is flatter, and I should really try and just get this a little bit more level. The runner beans over here, this is the Enorma variety. Slight little setback, I think they've been sort of eaten a little bit, but all of them are still alive. The asparagus, I think it was Ali who thank you, recommended that I should try and string this up, and I should. You're absolutely right, and it's on my list, and it's one of those things that I get home and say, oh darn it, I didn't do that. I'm just about to start the watering. So what I tend to do when it's quiet here is I've got a hose that will run all the way down to the plot tap, which is sort of way beyond that tree there. And as it's filling up this water butt, then I use my pump with another hose to go around my plot and give it a good water. So it just helps. And obviously if there's a day when the hose is being used a lot, at least I can sort of use the water that's collected. Now raspberries, oh yeah, just not having a lot of luck. I have watered and watered and watered. That was some good advice, but I don't know. Could it be the position? Could it just be the plants? They've had a lot of good compost as well. Yeah, I'm just not lucky, I think, with raspberries. Maybe it's something I've got to shelve for this year and go back next year. That's going to disappoint my family, unfortunately, because raspberries are a big favourite. And yeah, it's just nice to be here. It's been really lovely. The birds have been so active. I think they're all eyeing up the cherry tree because I can see it's going to be absolutely dripping with cherries. It's smothered. Now last year I'd only just taken on the plot in the June, and I came down on one day and it was full of cherries, and I thought I'll pick those tomorrow. And I came down early the next morning and they were pretty much obliterated. The birds had had all of them, so they'd had a feast. Along with everything growing really fast at the allotment, the home garden as well has just taken off overnight, and I took some video of that earlier in the week. So the home garden, quite a lot to be done, but it's all growing very, very quickly. Let's have a look. The Salix, always looking, it's got like little brown tips. I think this happened last year actually. I don't know if that's underwatering, although it's been drenched. We had a good day of rain yesterday. Let's have a look along here. The Rambling Rose has finished flowering, but lots and lots of new growth. And we've got that peony has really grown. Now the plants are coming up, they hide the tubs where the trees are. I've got dotted about various bits for the allotment which I'm hardening off. There are pumpkins there, and over on here some more pumpkins. The greenhouse still absolutely rammed with plants, but eventually more will be going out. This little area here is my hostas. These are just about managing to miss the slugs and snails. The little mouse hostas down there, some nibbling going on. Under here we've got these strawberry plants which are going to be going out to the polytunnel hopefully next week when that's installed. And the little Christmas trees have got so much new growth, which is like vibrant green, which is just lovely. One of the roses here just coming into bloom. And yeah, those tulips, I'm going to be sorting those. They've pretty much died back. We've got tomato plants here which I'm hardening off. Here we've got a very lazy cat, and the bamboo that isn't nibbled quite so much by the dog is growing well. And coming up to my little area here, camellia, yeah, I gave it a feed, still a few yellow leaves, but yeah, definitely new growth. Right, excuse the squeaky door. And up here, yeah, those daffodils died back now. I can probably start popping those bulbs somewhere ready for next year. And here's a little quarantine area. These were some dahlias, and I noticed they'd got some white flies, so I sort of whipped them away from the others. Over here, lettuce. Now, this is the Webb's Wonderful. For some reason, it's sort of collapsed. So, any reason why that would be? I mean, it possibly does need to come out of that tray and be planted up. And this is beetroot ready to go. And these are a couple of cabbages which an allotment friend has given to me, which I'm going to be putting out as soon as I get back to the plot. So, yeah, it's nice. It's beginning to look full, which I love. And then also that Virginia creeper has taken off. It's covering so much now of the building at the back and the shed roof, so it's nice and private. And there's Bella, who is totally useless at gardening but good company. And I think finally I can share with you some video of the other plot that I'm using just a little bit there. It's slow progress for me. I'm just sort of inching away at it. There's yeah, the weeds are now beating me, as in they're growing faster than I can clear them. So I am definitely going to do a bit of smothering, a bit of covering, a bit of cardboard, just so that I can try and keep a track. So that's bed number 2 that's going to be going onto the other plot, the section that I've got over there. So I just put like corner brackets on both sides, and then just for a bit more measure put another screw. So yeah, it should be pretty robust. So there's bed number 2 in there. I'm not quite sure if this is the configuration I'm going to do. I've got to make some more beds. I am thinking of putting some membrane between them, a bit like I've done on my plot. I've also got some paving slabs. That might be an option, which will dictate the width between the beds. Yeah, still clearing this bit, but yeah, let's not look at that bit. In the process of filling this bed, I've put down the cardboard. I did put water on it, but the weather's so lovely today, it's drying out quicker than I can actually get the compost on. So I picked up some bags of compost in Lidl, and it is pretty cheap, and I mean, actually no compost is cheap, but it's a cheaper one. It's filled, as I'm putting it in, I can feel that it's got a lot of wood fibre in it, but who knows, it might be okay, because this is the extra little bit of plot that's diagonal to mine. I don't want to invest too much into this one because it's just a temporary arrangement. I can always lift these beds off later on if I need to, but I think I've got some marrow plants to go in here, which yeah, they could spread quite nicely, and if necessary I can add some more nutrients. And that's another video. Thank you as always for watching and for your comments, which are really helpful. I am a learner when it comes to allotments and gardening, and so yeah, very much appreciate all your advice. Until the next video, make sure you take care now.